Guten Tag alle, Herr Wallis hier. Heute wollte ich kurz über die Präpositionen auf Deutsch mit euch sprechen. So, hello everyone, this is Mr. Wallace. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about prepositions in German again. To do that, I need to just inform you, if you don't already know, that German has four different cases: nominative or subject case, accusative or direct object case, dative or indirect object case, and then genitive or possessive case. Okay, so we've grouped the prepositions we're going to talk about today in four categories based on how they affect the words that come after them and what case they put those words in. And if all of that seems a little confusing for you, I want you to, before you view this video, to go back and view our videos on the different cases and also on definite articles and indefinite articles. So, but for the purposes of this video, we're going to start with just the accusative prepositions, or the prepositions that take the accusative case, to put another way. And we're just going to run through them here. Bis, which in English can mean until, to, or by. And the reason why there's more than one possible definition for the word is because these prepositions are used in a variety of different contexts. And based upon that context, the meaning in English would change in the equivalent English expression. Durch, through or by, entlang, along or down, für, for, gegen, against, or for sometimes, ohne, without, around, for, and when used with time, it means at. So let's talk for just a moment here, a little review, if you will, over the definite and indefinite articles and how they change when they are used in the as direct object case or accusative, or come after these prepositions. So in English, we have only one way to say the, and for that we can be very thankful, because in German and most other European languages based off the Latin system, you're going to have different genders. So in German they have three ways to say the, or three genders for nouns. You have the masculine gender, or der. You have the feminine gender, or die, the neuter, das, and then the plural, which is in German, is also die. Now, when used in the accusative, these definite articles will change. So the masculine words, or der words, will change to den, and die and das will stay the same. And that's really the rhyme I used. Der changes to den, die and das stay the same. And if you can remember that, you'll be fine with definite articles in the accusative. Indefinite articles, don't be confused about these grammar terms, definite and indefinite article. An indefinite article in English is a, or an. So in German, this changes, the word for a changes based upon the case and gender of the noun that it is in front of. So if the word were a masculine noun, it would change to einen, feminine to eine, das word to ein, and this is in the accusative case. Again, if this all seems very complicated, then this video is perhaps maybe a step too far for you, and you probably need to go back and review our videos over case and gender. Okay, so German, just like English, has personal pronouns. The nominative case, which is the subject pronouns in English, I, you, he, she, it, we. In German, ich, du, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie, und sie. These will also change, and they also change in English, but not to the same degree. For example, we don't say you see I, we say you see me, just like in German it changes to mich from ich, okay? But there are more of them, so you have mich, dich, ihn, sie, and then for it, it depends. You can refer back to a noun based upon its gender, with ihn or sie. Uns, euch, sie, und sie. Alright, so now we're going to just see these in some prepositional phrases. For the dog, für den Hund, until the day, bis den Tag, through the mountain, durch den Berg, along the river, den Fluss entlang, against the wind, gegen den Wind, without the key, ohne den Schlüssel, and around the table, den Tisch. Now I've used a number of nouns here, and you'll notice that they're all masculine. Der Hund, der Tag, der Berg, and that's to emphasize the fact that in the accusative, der changes to den, die and das stays the same. Okay, and you may also notice that in lang comes after the noun, whereas all the others were in front of it, and lang can be used in that function, which is different from the others. Okay, our second category for prepositions are dative prepositions, and here's our list. Aus means from or out of, außer, except for, or besides, by, at, or near, gegenüber, across from or opposite from, mit, with, or by, nach, after, or to, seit, since, or for, von, by, or from, and zu, at, or to. Okay, so let's review the definite articles again. We had our subjects. Here's what we just talked about in our last group, the accusative articles, definite articles. In the dative, which is the ones we are talking about now, words that are masculine, or der words if you will, change to dame. Die words change to der. Das words to dame. And then in the plural, the dative plural, you'll have the D changing to dane, and then an N or EN added onto the noun that follows based upon what it ends in. If it ends in an E already, you just add an N. If it ends in neither, you have to add EN. Okay, so let's take a look at the dative personal pronouns. We've looked at the nominative or subject pronouns, and we've taken a look at the accusative ones. The dative ones change yet again, and in English this really doesn't happen at all, I don't think. We use basically the same ones that we would have as direct objects as indirect objects. So I see him and I give him the book. But in German, they're going to change again. So you're going to have mir, dir, ihm, ihr, and based upon the gender of the noun you're referring to, when you talk about it, it's going to change. Ihm or ihr, uns, euch, ihnen, or ihnen. Okay, so here are some prepositional phrases utilizing these prepositions in the dative case. Out of the house, aus dem Haus. Except me, außer mir. It's like except for me. At the school, bei der Schule, across from the school. Gegenüber der Schule, with the book. Mit dem Buch, after the game. Nach dem Spiel, since the weekend. Seit dem Wochenende. From the king, von dem König, und to the airport, zu dem Flughafen. And you can say zum, which is a contraction of zu dem. Alright, another category of prepositions are genitive prepositions. So here's the list. Anstatt or statt, which means instead of. Außerhalb, outside of. Innerhalb, inside of. Trotz, which is despite or perhaps in spite of. Während, during or in the course of. And wegen, because of. Now these are going to use genitive. So the definite articles in the genitive are going to have a change. Der, masculine nouns, and neuter nouns will change to des, and die words or feminine nouns will change to der, and the plural will also change to der. Now, one thing you need to know about the genitive, and this is explained in more detail on our videos over the genitive, but just as a recap, if the word following it is a masculine or neuter noun, then the noun will take an S or ES. If the noun is more than one syllable long, it just takes an S. For example, the time of my life, die Zeit meines Lebens, the circle of life, der Kreis des Lebens. Leben is 2 syllables long, so it just has to take an S on it, which I've highlighted here. Now, if the noun, masculine or neuter, that follows the genitive or follows a genitive preposition in our examples, is only 1 syllable long, it will take an ES, like das Auto meines Freundes or der Titel des Filmes. Okay, feminine and plural nouns, while the D changes to der, they do not take any additional endings onto the noun itself. Okay, so here's some examples of some expressions or prepositional phrases using genitive prepositions. Instead of the book, statt des Buches. Outside of the city, außerhalb der Stadt. Inside of the mountain, innerhalb des Berges. Despite the pain, trotz des Schmerzes. During the day, während des Tages. And because of the time, wegen der Zeit. And here I've used a variety of masculine, neuter, or feminine nouns so that you can see the effect that genitive has on them. Alright, our last group of prepositions are prepositions that are so-called Wechselpräpositionen, or two-way prepositions, changing prepositions if you like. And this is because they can take the accusative or the dative case after them. The difference being, if it's moving, if you're going, for example, in the room, that's action, so it's accusative. Whereas if I say I am in the room, that's location and it's dative. So just remember, action, accusative, location, dative. So we have 9 of these. On, which in English, again, the meaning can vary based upon a context, but at, on, or to. Auf, at, to, on, or upon. Hinter, behind. Neben, behind, near, next to. In, just what you would think. Sometimes it can mean also into. Über, above, about, across, over. Unter, under, and among. For, in front of, before, and sometimes when used with time it can mean ago. And zwischen, between. Okay, so to help you see this, I have basically the same sentences, but in the upper category here I have action. So I'm going, I'm placing, I'm laying something, I'm hanging something. There's action going on. Whereas in the bottom section, where it's dative, we're just saying where something is located at. So if I go into the room, it's ich gehe in das Zimmer, or you can make a contraction, ins Zimmer. Or if you're talking about location, ich bin in dem Zimmer. Again, you can make a contraction here and say im for in dem. Ich stelle es auf den Tisch. Es ist auf dem Tisch. And you'll see how the articles are changing here. Accusative, remember, der changed to dem, die and das stay the same, but in the dative, der and das will change to dem, die to der, and you have the dative plural as well. Ich stelle es unter den Tisch. Es ist unter dem Tisch. Ich stelle es vor den Tisch. Es ist vor dem Tisch. Ich stelle es neben den Tisch. Es ist neben dem Tisch. Ich gehe an die Tafel. Ich bin an der Tafel. Ich stelle es hinter die Tür. Es ist hinter der Tür. Ich lege es zwischen den Tisch und die Tafel. Es ist zwischen dem Tisch und der Tafel. Ich hänge es über den Tisch. Es hängt über dem Tisch. So, das war's und ich hoffe, dass das ein bisschen geholfen hat. Ich weiß, dass es manchmal auch kompliziert sein kann. I know that this can sometimes seem complicated, but I hope that this video helped you to get them straight in your mind. There are numerous other videos, and we will no doubt make more videos as the need arises. Vielen Dank. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page on German language learners, or to check out our website at www.germanforspalding.org. Vielen Dank und auf Wiedersehen.